Okay, nako, magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat. Welcome mo sa ating program. It's the first of June ho ngayon, no? Unang araw ho ng June 2021. Welcome mo sa ating program. It's a brand new week. Kahapon ho, nagsimula tayo ng embassy nating kaibigan mo, and we had Ambassador Frank Simafranca of Hungary kahapon, Monday, no? And of course, the week before was Ambassador Leo Herrera Lim, no, of Denmark. And prior to that, sa Belgium ho, si Ambassador Ed De Vega. And the very first program ho, yung ating with Ambassador Antonio Lagdameo. Pero syempre ngayon, today, no, ang ating very special show, as always, more than a year na ho tayong magkasama. At ngayon ay June 1st na ho, no? Kasama ho natin ang pinakamamahal ho nating abogada. Ito yung abogada ho ng bayan natin dito sa United Kingdom, nating mga Pilipino, mga Pinoy. Siyempre, mga kaibigan, ang star of the show, hindi ho ako, kasama lang ho ako, alalay lang ho. Narito ho, yung ating pinakamamahalong abogada, ang managing partner ho ng DV Solicitors, walang iba kundi si Attorney DANNA Quinto. Attorney, magandang gabi sa iyo.
Magandang happy Tuesday. It's a summer evening here sa UK. I don't know kung ano yung weather niyo dyan, Mr. Laragan, but it's a lovely 21 degrees sa Bedford, so it's really a happy Tuesday. It's a lovely day. It's warm, it's sunny. Papunta pa rin tayo sa easing ng lockdown. So yes, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the show again. Here we are every Tuesday. Mga social remote support bubble natin for the last year and a half na. Matagal na pala. Mag-June na. So, welcome back everyone. Mag-roll call at mag-calling of attendance na naman tayo mamaya. But other than that, how are you, Mr. Laragan? Kamusta po kayo?
Okay naman. Like you said, no, sa inyo, 21 degrees yata. Well, happy Tuesday once again, Attorney, no? Magandang gabi sa iyo. It's nice seeing you again. Pagka, alam mo, once na natapos yung show, mamimiss ka na namin kagad uli. And so we wait for the following week, di ba? But you look very blooming today. Mukhang you look young, mukhang fresh. Parang naka-recover na ba dun sa 1 month na fasting mo? Parang ibang ibang aura mo, ha?
Nagpagupit po ako.
Okay.
Nagpagupit lang po ako.
Ilang inches ang naibawas niya sa buhok mo?
Haba rin. Really? Lockdown hair ko pa po yun. Opo.
Are we talking of mga 6 inches? Ganyan? 3
Potentially,
inches?
yes. 5 inches probably. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, kasi,
good.
nung unang nagbukas yung mga hairdressers, hindi ako makahanap na tagagupit. Tsaka sobrang busy. So, hanggang talagang uminit na po, di ba? Summer.
Yes.
Hindi ko na talaga natiis. Ang init ng buhok ko. So, kaya tayo medyo, may yung buhok natin. May shape.
Maganda ang buhok mo, Attorney, ha? Black na black, ha? Talagang jet black, ha?
Buhok Filipino talaga.
Oo, pero natural yan. What do you apply? Anong ginagawa? Anong sikreto mo? Bakit parang very, very jet black yung buhok mo?
Wala po, natural lang po.
Natural lang yan. Okay. Uy, kailan ba yun? Nakita kita, nakakimono ka yata. Sabi mo, nag-iikot-ikot ka sa mat. Kailan to? When was this? During the weekend? Kailan yan?
That was Thursday. Yeah. Thursday.
Right after work?
Thursday.
After work?
Right after work. 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Saan yan? Sa gym? May gym o sa bahay ka lang?
Sa gym po. Sa gym, yeah.
Okay. Really,
Yeah,
Anong gym to? Ito
good.
Gym na merong mga running, ano ba pangalan nun, yung mga treadmill, merong mga weights, ganong klase ba ng gym yung pinupunta mo?
Martial arts gym po siya.
Martial arts.
Wala pong purely martial arts lang talaga siya.
Anong meron sa kanila? Anong all martial arts? Ano ba? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Or ano bang mga...
Muay Thai.
Okay.
Muay Thai, so kickboxing. Meron din silang mga parang yung combat classes, yung fighting fit ang tawag nila doon. So, yung cardio nila, they have MMA, mixed martial arts. They have yoga, which is it goes hand in hand, yung
Oh,
martial
okay.
arts at yoga, and yung jiu-jitsu at yoga. May Japanese jiu-jitsu, and then I think, but yung main jiu-jitsu na nakikita nga natin, yung Brazilian jiu-jitsu, developed talaga sa Brazil. So by the Gracie family, yun yung main history. They're talaga yung sila yung pinaka nag-promulgate ng sport. And may dalawa pa yan, nakakimono, Mr. Laragan. Ang
Hmm.
tawag doon, gi. And then yung kabila is nakaano lang, parang compression attire. And that is called no-gi. So it's a very interesting sport kasi pag may gi ka, may kimono ka, pwedeng hawakan ng kalaban
Hmm.
mo at gamitin yung uniform mo laban sa'yo. So may mga ganon,
Ah,
ano ka,
okay.
gagamitin to force you into what they call a takedown, to force you into falling to the ground. It's a very good sport for martial arts na outlet, kumbaga. Ang daming nag-reach out sa
Hmm.
akin after doon na talagang mga nagbi-BJJ, may babae din, may mga
Hmm.
guys na into martial arts. It's a close-knit community. So, ano lang, rookie pa lang ako. So, it'll be an interesting
Ano yan? So
experience.
you were just rolling o meron kang may lessons ka? Do you have
May
lessons
mga
or
lessons. May lessons.
Oo.
Yeah, may lessons.
You
May mga
undergo lessons
steps,
sa
may
attorney?
mga drills.
Nag-undergo ng lessons?
Yeah,
Ah,
undergo ng
okay.
lessons. It's to reduce capacity, but may mga lessons, may mga steps, and then the first may mga drills muna, so you loosen up, may mga kumbaga cartwheel kami. Hindi pa ako nakakapag-cartwheel for about 20 years. Nakapag-cartwheel uli ako. Kasi
Alright.
kailangan yung flexibility, yung mobility mo doon. And it's an interesting sport para sa mga maliliit na babae. Kasi it's not about punching, it's not about tawag nila striking. It is about using yung force quite smartly para ma-maneuver mo yung kalaban mo so you can take them down, mostly on the ground to and then you can hyperextend yung joints nila, or you can choke in order to defend yourself. So most likely with a bigger opponent or a bigger other side, and that you'll be able to take a stronger stance using their energy in itself. So even with a little frame, if you're mobile, if alam mo yung pag-position ng body mo. So in some ways, it's like a puzzle. How do you maximize ang energy mo at ang force mo to take advantage, to take the power in a situation? Very interesting for defense, for self-defense, especially for women,
Okay.
especially for smaller women. Ako, hindi talaga ako malakas. Wala akong ano na makipagsuntukan. Hindi. Although nung bata ako nag-taekwondo ako, malakas ako sumipa, pero walang sipa dito.
Okay.
And
Pero parang hindi ba mahirap 'yan, attorney dahil ano imbes na kasi parang you're taking down so parang lumalapit ka sa kalaban mo. Hindi ba dapat mas mag-concentrate ka doon sa mga trying to hit the mga sensitive parts ng tao para lang kasi kung kung you're trying to grapple and baka pwede ka pang yakapin at sakalin. Hindi kaya?
yeah, may ano, obviously pag street fight na yan, and
Ah, street fight. Oh,
ano,
okay.
you'll have to do whatever it takes to get out of a dangerous situation. That's obviously. And sometimes kailangan mo lang tumakbo, to be honest. So I'm not hindi po ako martial arts expert. Wag niyo pong tanggalin sa option yon, tumakbo at tumawag
Mm.
ng pulis.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
However, sometimes you find yourself in situation na nasa ground ka na. You can't
Oo.
run, you can't hit. So, especially sa ating mga babae, na, alam mo yun, bigla ka na lang tinakel, and what do you do? So, tuturuan ka to defend a choke, to defend yung pag-take down sa'yo. So, you can have what they call is escape, and you can have yung mga defense na drills, so you can get out of those
Mm.
of those situations. The bigger yung kalaban, mas hindi ka nila actually mahag kung maliit ka.
Oh, really, huh?
So, pag wriggle out. So you can wriggle out. Kasi kung malaki ka,
Ah, oo.
hindi mo, paano mo maano yung, kasi ganun lang yung, di ba, malaki
Di
ka,
ba?
tapos hindi
Oo.
mo, so the easier it is to wriggle out. And then, all you need to do, Mr. Laragan, and this is, hindi ako expert, ha, from what I'm learning and watching videos, all you need to do is to get in an advantageous situation, to take over. Kung ma-hyperextend mo yung isang joint nila, normally it's an arm or a shoulder, and you got into a very kumbaga strategic na position. For me, that's interesting kasi hindi yun power ng muscle mo or hindi. It's almost like, chess game ka sa kalaban. It's quite a smart way of defending yourself. Na isipin mo, paano ko ba ipitin yung joint ng tao so para makalabas ako sa grip
Teka
niya.
muna, attorney. Excuse me, ano training mo? Ano baling ang pinaka martial arts na pinapractice mo? Eksakto, yun.
Hindi ako, I've stopped. Before this, I've not done martial arts for, God, probably 20 years or even 25 years siguro na hindi rin ako nag-martial arts for 23 years. I really like taekwondo nung maliit ako. I really enjoy that. But just like a lot of things, you drop a hobby. So bago lang po talaga to. It's and this is the only martial arts that I'm into at the moment.
Okay. Hindi kasi paborito ko si Steven Seagal.
Okay.
Yung sa kanya hindi siya yung talagang karate kundi hindi ko alam kung aikido yata yung sa kanya Ang ginagawa niya yung street fight siguro, street fighting, which is kinda magandang panoorin. At kasi kaya ako nabanggit kasi when I was young, when I was small, when I was a young boy, nagkakarate ako noon and I would used to meron kami puro sparring. Minsan lalabanan ko. Sparring, dami ko ng sparring nung when I was young. Siguro white belt there, yellow belt, tapos kalaban ko mga green belt there, mga ganyan, mga brown belt, ganyan. Pero yung laban-laban lang, bahala na kung Minsan pagka nasuntok ko parang nawawala na yung mga karakarate mo, basta gusto mo ipagsuntok ko na lang.
Laban na lang. Yeah,
laban na lang. But, so, yun, at least that had parang nasasanay ka ng konti, nasasanay kami to fight, no? Dahil nga may sparring nilalaban ka doon sa may higher belt grade sa'yo, no?
That's right. Yeah.
Which is no? Right. Anong belt grade mo na ngayon, attorney? Anong sa'yo?
Kakaumpisa ko lang. White belt po ako. Kakaumpisa ko pa lang.
Pero ang ganda ng kimono mo, kulay blue, no? Ang ganda ng ganda ng kimono. Kimono namin nung araw, parang nabibili lang sa Divisoria siguro ano lang yata yun, parang ano lang yata, hindi ko alam kung parang yung katsa, kung tawagin katsa. Have you heard of the word katsa? Yung ginagawa sa mga sako, katsa. Ganun ang ginagamit namin. Sa mga flower, yes, katsa ang ginagamit namin. Minsan gagraduate ka sa magandang kimono, yung medyo parang parang cottony na But yeah, that's nice, no? That's nice ang ginagawa mo. Kasi bilib nga kami, pag nakakita nga namin yung photo mo, no? Pinag-usapan nga namin ni Sol. Galing naman yung attorney talaga, very athletic, no? Which is good, no?
Part ng para ma-balance naman minsan yung kasi especially kapag exercise talaga nakakatanggal ng nakakataas ng endorphins sa buhay. Whether or not kahit ano yung trabaho natin, kung ano yung gusto nyong exercise, kung kahit ano man yan, martial arts man yan, o walking, o running, o hiking, ako firm believer ako na nakaka-balance talaga siya ng buhay. And to learn something new, Mr. Laragan, kumbaga, you should never stop learning. You should never stop learning. Kahit, learning new stuff. You don't have to go dahil wala naman akong, hindi ko naman mag-Olympics dito. Basta, good enough to enjoy it, good enough na to participate nicely sa mga classes. That's what and most of all, have fun. A happiness dapat
yun ang pinaka-importante talaga.
Ang pinaka-importante. Ang pinaka-ending nun.
Okay, pabatiin lang natin, attorney, yung mga kaibigan natin, no? Oo. Ito, yung unang bumabati sa atin, minsan late na to, dahil siguro baka may lakad pa't lahat, no? Oh, ito. Ito, unang-unang bumati sa atin, yung ating Damer na teacher, no? Ayan, si Ma'am Cora Carsola. Attorney, pakibasa
Opo.
lang.
Sorry, nawala po yung ano, nagka-IT glitch ako, biglang nawala yung screen ko. Sorry. Yes, ayan na.
Ayan.
Hello, Sir Sonny, Attorney Dana, and all. Magandang gabi. Magandang gabi, Ma'am Cora Carsola. Welcome. Siya na naman ang number one. Yon, check attendance, Ma'am Cora Carsola.
Oo.
Notre Dame yung teacher.
Yes. Ayan. Ito, ayan, meron pa siyang another message yan.
Ang gwapa ni Attorney sa buhok niya. Very nice haircut. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Ma'am.
So, at
Maraming
saka
salamat.
hindi ko napansin na bago ang buhok mo, na bagong gupit ka. Pero
Oh,
iba ang aura mo, attorney, parang ano ka eh, parang you seem very ang ganda-ganda mo ngayon, no? Parang you look
ay,
very young
salamat.
actually. Kaya nga kung titignan ka parang hindi ako makapaniwala na wow, kita mo parang very young, no? Batang-batang abogada, no? Yeah, hindi ka mapapagkamalang ano, no? Abogada, akala lang nila siguro parang nag-aral ka rito sa mga university siguro.
Opo.
Attorney, baka akala nila ano ka lang, ikaw junior student ka lang doon sa klase dahil yung mga Briton, di ba?
Graduating student.
Oh, hindi, bago freshman, no? Dahil
Freshman
yung
talaga ako, ayos na.
hindi kasi nga yung mga pagka naging natabi ka sa mga kaklase mo mga puti, yung mga Caucasians,
Ay,
'di ba? Mas mukha silang mga may edad eh, no? Pero pag tinabi ka ron, para ka lang youngest sister nila siguro. O hindi naman sister, kung puti yung mga yan, no? Pinaka-youngest na kaklase, ganyan. Oo, grabe, no? You look very young tonight, attorney, ha? Ito, si
Thank
May
you so
Tigbao
much.
Vargas, attorney, pakibasa.
May Tigbao Vargas. Good evening, Sir Sonny, Attorney Dana, and to all watching this program. Happy Tuesday, watching from Exeter, Devon. May Tigbao. Good evening.
Wow,
Check ang
May.
attendance mo, May.
Mabuhay, May, ha? Sana mapunta kami ng Exeter. Ang Exeter ba, malayo ba sa
Wow.
Dorset yan, attorney?
Malapit na lang po ata yan,
Alam mo kung
Dorset,
bakit
no?
ko
Yung
tinatanong?
makakapit.
Alam
Bakit
mo kung
po
bakit ko
ba?
na? Hindi kasi tinitingnan ko yung pinakamura na mga council taxes at saka pinakamahal na
Okay.
council taxes. Oo, siyempre kunyari bibili ka ng bahay mo, 'di ba? Parang maghahanap ka ng
Oo.
titiran mo.
Eh,
Siyempre, mas gusto mo doon sa mga lugar na medyo hindi naman gano'ng kataas ang council taxes. Ang dalawa sa pinakamatataas daw na council taxes ay yung Nottingham at saka yung Dorset.
talaga?
Yun ang sabi, no?
Nottingham po?
Nottingham
Talaga?
at saka Dorset. Ang
Talaga?
pinakamura, wala mo pinakamurang lugar sa UK, sa England.
Sige nga po.
Hindi, ikaw, manghula
Cornwall.
ka. Ako, alam ko
Yeah.
yan.
Hull? Sorry,
Hull.
please.
Hindi, Hull sa
Oh,
North. No, sige, sabihin na lang natin, nasa London
sige
area.
po.
London
Malapit
area.
talaga?
Yes,
Ano po?
pinakamura.
Sige, serious
Sige,
na. Serious.
hula ka ng ano, sa London na
Sige, huli.
pinakamurang borough. Sige, manghula ka.
Ano ba?
Sige, hula ka.
Copy, mga South na borough, ano ba?
South of Borough, ano ba
Lambeth
mga
yung unang ano eh. Lambeth ang unang
Lambeth?
umano sa akin, hindi ko alam ba? Feeling ko mahal
Lambeth.
sa Lambeth eh. Feeling ko mahal sa Lambeth.
Mahal ang Lambeth.
Mahal
Mahal
na
ang
Lambeth
Lambeth.
ako nga.
Oo. Ang dalawa sa ang number one na pinakamura, hindi mo iisiping mura doon eh.
Sige
Hindi
nga
mo,
po.
pati yung pangalawa kung saan ako nakatira, yung pangalawa.
Wandsworth.
Yung Wandsworth yung pangalawa. Pero
Wandsworth
yung number
yan.
one, ano ang number
Okay,
one?
yan ako yung number one. Sige po.
Ang number one ay Westminster, City of Westminster.
Talaga?
Yes. I-google mo yan. Ang pinakamura sa Westminster, ang pinaka-pangalawa is, ano pangalan ito? Wandsworth.
Wandsworth,
Pang-apat
yes.
yata ang Fulham and Hammersmith and Fulham.
Hammersmith.
Oo,
Okay.
pangatlo, hindi ko na
Wow!
nakalimutan ko yung pangatlo. Pero
Westminster?
to think na nasa London yung mga yan, hindi nasa provincial.
Talaga?
Meron akong hindi ko alam kung anong lugar yon. Hindi ko alam kanila Edgar Duway kung magkano, no? Kay Edgar, no? Kila Irene,
Darby,
hindi
yeah.
ko alam. O, Darby,
Yeah.
Hal. Pero yun nga, yung mga
Oo.
Nottingham, medyo mahal daw eh. Tsaka
Mahal?
Dorset. Yes. So, hindi ko alam kung tanongin natin kay,
Interesting.
yung mga Band D, for example, yung Band D
Opo.
sa, nasa 2,000 plus na eh. Ang band,
Wow!
ang Band D sa Wandsworth, nasa 800 lang eh. So, ang layo, no?
Galing! Wow!
800 and
Layo.
2,000. Ayan, oh.
Ang
Malaman nga
libo.
natin kumusta ang mga council taxes nyo dyan sa lugar ninyo.
Oo
Okay.
nga, kamusta?
Oo, kung magkano ang mga inyong mga council taxes. Okidoki.
Isa
Uy,
yan sa mga Mr.
may
Laragan kwento ko lang. Isa yan sa mga parang nagulat ako dito nung sabi ko, ay, may babayaran pang council tax.
Oo, oo,
On top
oo,
of tenancy. Ganun pala. Tapos
may
may
council tax.
band pa. Oh,
Oh, band
Google din
C,
ako.
band D,
Oo.
band A, band yung mga
Natuto na
mahal.
ako pag umano ko, nagtatanong na rin ako, magkano council tax? Baka naman mababa renta pero yung council tax taga ka. Kaso
Well,
may ka pag mag-isa ka sa bahay, 25% discount ka. May
okay.
25%.
Okay. Pero aside from that, yung medyo nakakashock sa atin, yung merong tinatawag na TV license. Manonood ka lang, may license ka pa. TV license, di ba? Magkano? 13 pounds sa binabayaran. I don't know kung magkano binabayaran
Hindi
mo.
ko naintindihan yun. Tagal ko na
Ako,
dito, hindi ko maintindihan.
13 pounds. Hindi kasi that money goes to mga BBC, di ba? To fund the programs ng BBC and some other channels, no? Pero yung kamukha ng ITV at saka Channel 4 and 5, medyo commercial
Yeah.
yan. Siguro, I don't know kung
That's right.
they receive a bit of budget, a bit of money, no? Pero sa BBC, mostly pupunta yung pera na yan eh. So, we're funding the BBC. Oo.
Yeah,
Ayan.
that's right.
Oo. So, ayan.
We should have mga unusual things sa UK na nagulat ang mga Pilipino. Yeah,
Right.
isa din yan.
Tama ka.
Isa din yan yung tapos tinatakot pag ka dito, pag estudyante ka, tatakutin ka. Oh, nagbayad ba kayo? May TV ba kayo? Kasi pag may TV kayo, magbayad kayo ng TV license. 13 pounds a month din yun, di ba?
At saka pwedeng di ba?
Ang
Pwede daw
Netflix na
pwede ka
sana yun.
matrace. Pwede ka matrace yata.
Oh,
Parang
pwede ba? Sabi,
dadaan daw sa lugar mo. Pwede ka nang parang meron silang parang
pwede ka
radar
matrace.
na nakikita kung kung wala kang TV license or something like that. Pero computers lang ha. When I first arrived in the UK back in 1999 and we had to buy a computer,
Apa.
bigla ako nakatanggap ng TV license kasi yung computer considered na as television eh. Noong panahon na yan, this was back in
That's right.
1999 ha? 1999.
Yeah.
Kailan ka ba dumating dito? Kailan ka ba dumating dito?
2007 po.
Nauna lang ako
2007.
ng 8 taon sa'yo. Pero kita mo ngayon, abogado ka na. Oh,
Kayo po,
di ba?
mo,
Abogado.
sa nila na head of community na.
Hindi.
You've been a pillar of the community for a while, so
Imagine mo
saludo
yan.
po kami. Kayo po ang
Well,
inspirasyon.
kung saludo ka sa akin, mas doble ang saludo ko sa'yo. Imagine mo, managing partner ng isang law firm dito sa United Kingdom. At batang-bata pa, ha? O, tuloy natin yung mga pagbasa natin ng mga messages natin, attorney, ha?
Ay, kinapatay.
Mabilis lang. Okay, teka muna, hindi natin nabasa kay Darmin, no? Bumati sa atin si Darmin, eh. Sandali, ito si Darmin. Ayan. Yan. Pakibasa, attorney.
Good evening, Kuya Sonny and beautiful attorney Dana. Good evening, Darmin. And Amira ba yun? Amira yung pangalan ng...
Daughter niya. Ang biba no? Napakabibang yung anak ni Darmin, no?
Yeah.
Darmin, mabuhay ka, ha? Next time,
Mabuhay
pag umikot tayo
ka,
sa...
Darmin.
Pag umikot uli yung embassy sa Belgium, ha? Magtanong ka, ha? Ayan, ito, si Irene Duway. Nabasa mo ba itong kay Irene? Ayan.
Yes. Hello to beautiful attorney Dana and handsome Kuya Sonny. Hello.
Hello, Irene. Mabuhay. Kumusta ang council tax nyo dyan sa Derby? Magkano ba council tax nyo? So at least mayroon tayong idea. Oo,
Yeah.
kasi parang nakakatuwa. Nasa London ang mga pinakamura na boroughs, no? Like for example, yung Westminster is the number 1 cheapest na council tax sa buong
That's
England,
right.
no? Oo, yeah. Okay,
That is right.
ito, Nida Monsalud. Pakibasa nga, attorney.
From Nida Monsalud. Hello, Sir Sonny Laragan, attorney Dana. Watching you.
Ay.
Watching
Hindi.
you, sir. Hello. Hello, Nida.
Si Nida, medyo may special kaming pagsasama niyan. Si Nida. Because we're praying, Nida, everything's okay, ha? So, okay ka, ha? Siguro one of these days, I'd like to talk to you, siguro kami ni Marites, no? Si Nida, mabuhay ka. Something happened on her special day, her birthday. Kailan ma birthday niya? Last week yun, birthday niya.
Related
Attorney.
happy birthday, Nida.
Yeah, and something very special happened in her life. Oh, hindi ko na babanggitin siguro ano no.
Okay, okay. Sige,
Pero
sige,
oh,
sige.
pero
Pero
ano yan,
belated happy
Dida,
birthday.
belated happy birthday and everybody loves you. Lahat kami, pati si Attorney Dana, mahal na mahal ka namin, no?
Oh, mahal ka namin.
Yeah, mahal ka namin.
Ayun.
Okay. Alright. Uy, si Maylene, si Maylene, yeah, Maylene, yan,
My
from
name.
Netherlands. Oh,
Oh,
Maylene.
from Netherlands. Okay.
Oh.
Good evening po. Greetings from the Netherlands. Good evening, Mylene Amahoy. Mabel. Sutton?
Hindi, nanghula siya, nanghula siya. Baka ito yung Sutton.
Nagpunta siya.
Ayan, oh.
Kala,
Oh.
kala ko Netherlands ay boro ng Sutton.
Hindi. She's watching us. Mabuhay kayo from Netherlands, from Belgium, from
Yes,
different
that's
parts of
right.
the UK, no? Ito, our very special friend, our very good friend, si
Come
Kamar.
on. Yes.
Kamar, good evening. Good evening. How are you? Ayan. Guys, this is a very special friend of ours. He's the founding partner of DV Solicitors, no?
Correct. Yeah,
And
that's right.
ayan, very good looking,
That's
no? Like Tom Selleck. Di ba si Tom Selleck? We salute you, no? Kamar, sabi niya, he says, good evening to everyone. How are you, Mr. Laragan? I'm fine. Thank you very much, no? And where is he? Is he still here in the
He's
UK?
in the UK. Yeah, he's in the UK.
Because
Medyo,
he jet sets kasi, di ba? He goes to his farm and then he manages a business back in Pakistan, di ba?
yeah, nasa red
Pakistan.
list din po sila katulad ng Pilipinas.
Ah, right. That's right. And okay. Ayan, si
right.
right. At saka, sorry, go ahead, please.
No, that's it. Yeah. No,
Nasa red list din ng Pakistan and together with the Philippines, di ba? So,
Yeah.
okay. And then you have to quarantine yata, no?
when you get back.
Quarantine when you
That's
get back.
right.
Oh, it's quite expensive traveling nowadays, di ba? Grabe, no? On top
Magulo,
of,
expensive, uncertain. It's a lot of things that's not pleasant.
yung trip namin to Spain has been rescheduled, rebooked,
yeah.
and 5 times na yata, no? Tapos
Oh,
hindi pa matutuloy yata yung biyahe namin. So,
Talaga po.
yeah,
Were
nakakalungkot.
were you supposed to fly via airplane, via plane
Via
or what?
EasyJet yata, if I'm not mistaken, eh.
And kinancel nila, or you were the one who...
Kinancel. No. They kept on canceling it. So,
Talaga?
it started supposedly February na move ng March or April tapos May tapos June,
Yeah.
May tapos June ngayon, end of June. Cancel
Wala
na
pa
naman
rin.
yata. Wala pa rin, oo, wala pa rin.
Interesting.
Ayun ang problema kasi because sa Spain yata even yung mga Spanish citizens dito they could not travel to
Back to Spain.
back to Spain, tama, oo.
Yeah.
Ayan. Okay. Irene Duway, medyo nag-mention doon sa tinatanong natin na Bandi
Mahal
po kami.
din. Yeah, 1,200,
Hindi,
120 per month.
Ako
So,
binabayaran ko yata mga
about
60 a month yata, 60. So,
Talaga?
60 plus. So, halos kalahati na sa'yo, and yet, I live in Wandsworth, no?
Yeah.
Oo,
London.
Sa London mismo. And
Oo.
pinakamura, yung sa mismong kung nasaan yung Big Ben, kung nasaan yung, di ba? Andun, sentrong London, and yet, murang-mura ang council tax nila ron, no? Nakakapagtaka, no?
Ano kaya?
Yeah,
Siguro
yeah.
kasi galing sa tourist or business rates. Madami na silang sa business rates.
Yeah, we were thinking ganyan. We
Yeah.
were thinking that. For example, maraming businesses siguro sa Wandsworth, siguro. And
Exactly.
ang embassy ngayon, nasa Wandsworth na. Wala na doon sa Central London na. Wala na sa may
po?
Grosvenor. Yeah, wala na. Nasa ano na.
Wala na tayo.
Yes,
When
yes.
did they move?
Nasa Wandsworth. They moved to Wandsworth. So if you check on the address, no, online siguro, check nyo, lalabas yun ang Philippine Embassy. Did I say Philippine Embassy? Or
Akala ko Philippine Embassy.
No. I
US Embassy po.
I was thinking of the US Embassy. Sorry. Delete tayo. Sa US Embassy.
Yung natin nandun pa rin.
Oo. Hindi, palagi ko yung Philippine Embassy nasa Westminster, di ba?
Yes. Malapit siya sa Piccadilly Circus, di ba?
Piccadilly
There's
Circus.
Stockholm Place.
Hindi
Yeah,
ba
Stockholm Place.
Westminster yung na yun, yung sakop
Siguro pa
nun?
Westminster din. Yeah,
Siguro,
Westminster
baka,
lang.
City of Westminster yata, sakop nun.
City West. Mababa
Oo,
din
oo.
siguro yung business rate.
Ito, attorney, from Belgium, we went to Netherlands. This time, we have somebody from Spain yata yan eh. Nasa Spain yata siya naka-base. Pakibasa, attorney.
Buenas noches po. Ayan, Jan Tonic Martini. Good evening po, Sir Sonny. And Ma'am Attorney Dana. Good evening, Jan. Taga saan ka, Jan? Ikaw ba yung taga Madrid, Jan? Si Jan ba yung taga
Madrid,
Madrid?
pero alam ko parang hindi taga Belgium
Barcelona.
ba siya o taga o UK ba siya? Hindi ko maintindihan. Jen Tonic, no? Martini. Taga
Jan
sa
Tonic
oh,
Martini.
alam ko nasa Madrid siya ngayon, pero
Alright.
hindi siya Spanish eh. Citizen.
Okay.
Yata,
Alright. Pero,
sa
okay.
bagay, kung nanonood siya, sasagot siya, no? Machi-check natin kung nanonood. Oh. Ako ito, yung ating,
Immigration history, tinanong pa natin.
hindi nga kasi minsan nag-ano yan eh, nagme-mention kung nasaan siya, no? Ayan. Oh, Emmeline Rafael, si Emmeline Rafael, yeah, si Emmeline.
Good evening, Sonny and Attorney Dana. Good evening, Emmeline. Kamusta? Nasa ano ka pa rin ba? Wimbledon pa rin. Yun yung tatanong. Si Josie
bumalik
ba
na.
yun? Ay,
Bumalik na
hindi.
siya.
Hi, Barnett. Hi, Barnett.
Hi Barnett siya. Oh, yeah, hi
Josie
Barnett.
ba yun? Yung kaibigan mo.
Yes,
Bumalik na
yes.
si Emmeline. Si
Sa Hi
Josie
Barnett
ata.
siya. So, ayan. So, mabuhay, Emmeline Rafael. Yan ang magkaibigan yan, si Ma'am Cora Carsola.
At si
Ah,
Emmeline.
okay. Pero taga saan, ano ka, anong citizenship mo? Andan daw siya, attorney,
Wala talaga walang tama dun sa hinula ko.
Oo.
Nasa Alicante, malapit sa Benidorm. Maganda
Alam ko yan,
Alicante.
Alicante kasi na parang pinaka-center ng Alicante region, yung Valencia.
Valencia. Yeah,
Valencia.
Valencia.
Yata. Pero Benidorm, that's the place where you have lahat na, sex, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That's
Ayan.
Yeah, nabalitaan
Ayan.
ko din. Yeah.
Di ba may TV series na Benidorm Attorney? Have you seen that? Maganda, nakakatuwa yun. Medyo comedy yun, Benidorm. Alicante
Benidorm.
ka, sa Alicante. Merong magandang lugar dyan sa Alicante. Maganda rin, may beach dyan sa Alicante. Ano?
Okay.
Pero, pagka
Kami
pag nagre-renew ka ng mga licenses dyan sa Alicante, kung taga Valencia region ka, no? Maraming
Valencia.
region kasi ang Spain eh. Si Mark, yung favorite nating
Ay,
waiter. Ano ba ginagawa mo, Mark? Nagluluto ka ba? Waiter? Minsan nag-ano
oh,
siya, no?
all around si
eh.
Mark.
Ayan, si Mark.
Very
Natal.
talented din si Mark. Very, very talented.
Naku,
Good
di-
evening,
di-
Sir Sonny and Attorney Dana from Mark Vidal, Natal.
Nasa Fulham yata siya, tama ba yun? Yan, hindi malayo na yan ang maging future may-ari ng restaurant na kung saan siya nagtatrabaho, attorney.
That's right.
Most likely yan, siya talagang Ayan,
That's
ito
right.
na, sumagot na si Jan Tonic Martini.
Belgian.
Oh.
Tama ka, Mr. Laragan.
Belgian, Maganda kasi sa
Exciting.
Spain. Maganda siguro kaya yung asawa siguro niya. May asawa ka ba na Belgian? Jen? Hindi kasi baka dinala siya ng asawa niya sa Spain.
That's
Doon sila
Spain,
nanirahan. Oo.
yeah.
Doon sila nanirahan. Kaya mabuti naman, no? Ayan. Okay, attorney. Sige, we'll have a short break.
Check na mga attendance.
Oo, yan muna ang mga initial natin mga messages muna. May i-discuss ka ba for tonight?
Yes, as
Okay.
promised, sabi ko, magdadala ako ng sample. So, may sample ako ng letter before claim. So, ang dami kasing nagtatanong parati kung anong gagawin. Kapag,
sige.
kumare, kumpare, kaibigan, colleague, nangutang, tapos hindi binayaran. Ano ba yung unang pwedeng gawin
Ayan.
nila? At ano pa yung pwedeng gawin nila pagkatapos ng letter before claim. So, we're just going to repeat that. Kasi yun sa favorite questions ng mga kababayan natin. So, I might post this or I might just give.
Sige, papakita mo yan, no? Magbe-break muna tayo, attorney. Pagka break natin, balik tayo dyan at
Right.
ano pangalan to? Tatalakayin natin yan. So wag ko kayong alis mga kaibigan. Kami ho ni Attorney Dana ay magbabalik makaraan ng ilang paalala. Saglit po lamang.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
%100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile. 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
May problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka iiwi ka na ni kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay mister o kay misis. Away tungkol sa mana, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS, harassment, o baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo. Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at 2nd floor, Howard House, St. John Street, Bedford, MK42 0DJ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
During these trying times, we salute the frontliners who are tirelessly caring for all of us against the COVID-19. To all the courageous nurses, doctors, carers, and paramedics at the NHS, words are not enough to thank you. We at Highlight Express International are here to support you back with a full semester 10% discount when you send your balikbayan boxes to your family in the Philippines. Dahil ang Highlight Express International ay para sa pamilya.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay na minsan kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating program, Legal Advice Corner with yours truly, si SONNY LARAGAN. At hindi ho ako ang talagang star of the show. Siyempre, ang star of the show, itong ating pinakamamahal na abogada, si Attorney DANNA Quinto. Attorney, good evening once again sa'yo, no? Ay, ups, ayan.
LARAGAN, yes, we're back here sa ating Legal Advice Corner. And as promised, meron akong dala-dalang sample today.
Ayan.
Don't worry, walang confidential na pangalan dyan o details. It's just a very simple template. Parang ang haba, kasi
Ayan.
malit lang pa actually. Almost 1 page kung papaliitin mo. Karamihan naman natatanggap natin question for the last few weeks. Ganito, attorney, nangutang si ganito, ayaw ko bayaran. Ano po bang pwede kong gawin? Always, sinasabi natin na kailangan i-follow yung stepwise process na ine-expect ng court sa'yo. So, karamihan tatanong, pwede ko na ba silang i-demanda? Yun na ba talaga ang next step ko? Not necessarily, kasi may tinatawag tayong pre-action protocol o pre-action conduct. The English court expects us or lawyers to advise potential claimants or expect claimants themselves to engage sa pre-action protocol. Ano ba yan? What exactly it is kailangan mo munang mag-usap before ka mag-proceed with any court proceedings. And that should be started by what we call a letter before claim. So the letter before claim starts everything formally. Dun yung pre-action, you can set out kung ano yung basis ng claim mo, what you want the other side to do, and yung timeline for their response. So, may mga format yan lahat. And karamihan na ginagamit na criticism ng mga abogado with other parties, hindi follow yung tamang format ng letter before claim is they would criticize na hindi mo naman finalo yung yung sinasabi ng korte na ito dapat yung kailangan na nakalagay doon. So as a information, pampa-empower na informasyon sa mga sa kababayan natin, we brought today a sample letter before claim para sa nangutang at hindi ka binayaran. So, I don't know if you can see this. What I would do is I will read it out. So, first of all, kailangan mo hanapin yung address. Kailangan mo alam yung address nila. It would be best as well to know their email para alam mo na-send, na-receive nila. Kasi kung hindi yan tama, di magba-bounce back yan. But it's quite important to have both. Yung name, obviously yung full name, yung complete address, and yung email. Most importantly, it may sound like a simple na note. Most importantly, kailangan mo ilagay yung date para alam mo kung kailan talaga sinend yung letter na yon. A lot of people say to me, attorney, hindi ko alam kung nasan sila, anong gagawin natin? It's actually not hard these days to trace a person in the UK. For a very nominal fee, hindi ganun kamahal, pwede mong mapatrace ang isang tao. And it's legal, perfectly legal po, na i-trace yung tao dito sa UK. And the courts know that. So that's how us lawyers do it. We have our own trace agent. So pag yun na sinabi niyo sa akin, attorney, hindi ko po alam kung nasan siya, I would always say, leave that with me. I'll try to find him or her first. And that's very, very important kasi akala nila, nagtago na sila o akala nila hindi mo na sila mahanap. And then suddenly they receive a letter from your lawyer saying, "Oy, hello, this is a letter before claim." So, as usual, dear Mr. or Mrs. Whatever ang pangalan ng prospective defendant, also, it's very explicit there in the letter before claim para walang confusion talaga that this purports to be a letter before claim for all intents and purposes according to what we call the civil procedure rules. So wala nang debate na hindi ito love letter, hindi ito simpleng demand letter. This is to comply with that requirement. So if it's written by a lawyer, the first thing is we introduce ourselves na kami yung we've been instructed by this person or this company of address. So kailangan naming ilagay yung address nyo. If for some reason you feel na ayaw yung ilagay yung address nyo, yes, we can potentially say, our client is not disclosing their address at the moment because of safety issues. Saying that, ang practical ko po na sagot sa inyo, kung kami po nahanap namin yung nangutang, madali lang pong hanapin ang mga tao dito. So, if there's any risk na iharas kayo or hinaharas kayo, tawag po tayo ng police. That's really it. The court are very reluctant kasi if you proceed to a court claim form, yung official na claim form, ilalagay po nyo dapat yung inyong address. Unless you can get a confidentiality order from court, which very, very rarely nila binibigay. So, para walang debate, lagay na lang po natin yung pangalan at address natin, yung address natin doon. So, that's the first summary. Kung abogado yung nalalagay, we introduce ourselves. Introduce ko ano yung participation namin sa kaso na to, that we're acting on behalf of this person or this company to obtain payment of the above debt from you or from the company. So it's very important to define kung sino ba talaga yung nangutang. Nagutang ba yung tao o yung kampanya sa inyo? So that's the first clarity that must be established. We would also say, or we refer to any relevant previous correspondence kung hinabol nyo sila before ba via WhatsApp or via letters, we will simply remind them na hindi ito ang unang correspondence. This is not the first time you're hearing about this debt or about this loan or about this arrears. So we do that. The second one is quite important because ito yung nagsasabi talaga na this is meant to comply with the practice, direction, and pre-action conduct and protocol. So this is fairly, kung gusto nyo makita to, may mga templates online, I can probably post this as well. So what it simply says is this letter is being sent to you in accordance with the practice, direction on pre-action conduct and protocols contained in the civil procedure rules. In particular, we refer you to paragraph 13 to 16 of the pre-action practice direction concerning the court's powers to impose sanctions for failing to comply with its provisions. So ano ba yung summary na yan? Twofold yan. Yung unang sentence sinasabi na this is in accordance with the rules. Sinisend namin to hindi lang para mang-inis sa'yo o para harasin ka. We're actually following a certain rules, and for all intents and purposes, pag tinanong ng korte kung pinalo namin yung certain rules, it is very clear here na ito yung letter na yon. The second part is to remind yung reader na the court has powers to give penalty, sanction, kung i-ignore ng tao yung protocol na yon, whether or not ikaw claimant or defendant. So we're saying that this is the rule, we have to abide by it, both parties, that we have to engage in pre-action protocol. And then the next one, we start the story now. So hopefully by that time na tinatype na to ng abogado nyo, kung nakakuha na sila ng informasyon from you, the usual na tinatanong ko, ano ba nangyari? What's the story? What's the story, kuya? What's the story, ate? What's the story, tita? Ano po ba nangyari? And then here we go. Usually nakikita natin sa questions ng mga kababayan natin, Attorney Dana, umutang po yung best friend ko sa akin 3 years ago. Pinautang ko ng 6,000 pounds. Binigay ko via bank. And then pinramis niya ako, babayaran niya ako the next year. Tapos hindi niya ako binayaran. That's pretty much the terms of the contract. So in our terms, we would say on this date, hopefully makikita naman sa WhatsApp o Messenger nyo kung kailan po kumatok at nangutang yung best friend or yung colleague. So, say for example, on 1st of June 2019, you or a company, or if company yung nangutang, signed a contract kung may kontrata na pinirmahan, or entered a verbal agreement with our client whereby you agreed that you will borrow the sum of 6,000 pounds and you will repay it back either with interest kung yun talaga yung pinag-usapan nyo, or without interest within 6 months. So yun yung terms ng contract. You will borrow and you will return within 6 months. And then you can say that you have breached the term of the contract because you have failed to pay back the sum of 6,000 pounds by December 20. Ano ba yung date natin? 2019 ba yun? 2018. So 6 months later. So that's the story. That is the legal elements of this claim. Have a contract, someone breached it. So the next paragraph is, kumbaga, ano na yung summary? So ano ngayon? Ano nangyari? So we say here, in the circumstances you owe our client the sum of £6,000 plus interest, kung ganun nga yung sitwasyon, from the date of this to the date of this, making a total amount of this, and then you can say this debt is payable immediately and does not include cost, and you can say interest accrues daily. But kung hindi nyo alam, you can just simply say very, very simply, this debt in these circumstances, you owe myself or your client the sum of £6,000. This is payable immediately. Nice and simple. Now, you can say that the payment must, so ano na yung nangyari, sinummarize mo na ano sitwasyon ngayon. Now, the next paragraph will ask what you want to happen. So, the next thing is that the payment must be remitted to our client or to us kung inalaw ng client na ibigay sa abogado, diretso sa abogado para walang doubt kung ano yung magiging channel ng payment. The payment must be remitted within, say, 14 days of the date of this letter, and then you give what will happen kung hindi niya mababayaran. So the next sentence is, should you fail to do so, we reserve our right to litigate this matter, and sometimes sinasabi namin, and we reserve the right to refer to this letter should the issue of cause and unreasonableness of conduct be raised in subsequent proceedings. So, just like kanina, remind mo sila, ano mangyayari pag hindi mo binayaran? So, pag hindi mo binayaran, dalawang mangyayari, we will go to court. And then, secondly, we will tell the court na hindi mo man lang pinalaw yung protocol. Remember, at the early days, sinabi natin, the court can impose sanctions. So, we will tie it up with saying, well, we will say to the court, you didn't even respect the pre-action conduct and ignore mo ang letter na to. The next one is about evidence. Kung ready yung evidence mo, please, by all means, attach it para wala nang doubt na talagang strong yung case mo. Para pag pumunta siya sa abogado niya, dala-dala yung letter before claim mo, kitang-kita na kompleto ang ebidensya mo. So kung andun na yung mga WhatsApp screenshots mo, be prepared to print it out, attach it. Kung andun yung mga messenger screenshot mo, print it out. Kung andun yung, kung meron kang contract that says, I promise to pay Ate Maria Ate Maria £6,000 by this date, add it as well. So lahat ng evidence mo, it's best to add it as early as possible, and especially with letter before claim. So the next summary, the next paragraph should just say, we enclose the following documents relevant to our pursuit of the claim. And then the final one is setting out the timeline. We await a response from you within 14 days of this letter. And then you can say, our client reserves the right to initiate court proceedings without no further reference to you, and obtain a court judgment regarding the payment. So again, remind mo lang kung hindi siya magre-reply, we will start proceedings na wala nang pasabi sa'yo, and we may get a court judgment against you. So it may sound like, it's quite complicated, but if you think about it in terms of a story, it's really just narrating kung ano yung mangyayari. Introducing yourself, saying kung bakit mo ginagawa to. It's because of a court direction. It's because of a protocol. At dahil papagalitan ng korte pag hindi ginawa to. And then you tell the story kung ano ba yung nangyayari, kailan umutang, anong pinramis, kailan na-break yung promise. And then now, you summarize ngayon, na-break mo promise, due na yung utang mo, and I expect you to pay within 14 days. And if you don't pay within 14 days, I might initiate proceedings and I will tell the court na hindi ka naging cooperative. And that's pretty much it. So you always ask what will happen, and that answers it. So ano yung pwede kong gawin kung hindi ka sinagot initiate proceedings without any further delay kung yun nga ang madapag-desisyonan mo. And then you can tell to the court, sinendan ko na ng letter before claim. Kita mo naman, first class recorded post pa at in-email ko pa, may read receipt pa. But hindi pa rin ako sinagot and I'm left with no choice but to ask for the court to make a judgment. So that's it. So hopefully, if meron po kayong tanong na ganito, come back to this session, come back to this to this episode. You can have a go at if you want to, kung sa tingin nyo kaya. But if you think you'd like further guidance, call us. Mamaya we will flash our details, our email, and our number. So that you can have a bit of guidance. But it's always good to have some information para alam nyo kung ano yung dapat yung gawin, ano yung ina-expect ng korte sa inyo, and what will you do after that. So that's it. That's it for drafting a letter before action for a debt claim.
Okay. Okay, attorney. Ayan, we're gonna have a short break muna, no? Pagbalik natin, yung mga questions at siguro may pagbati pa, no? Wag ho kayong aalis, saglit po lamang at kami ho ni attorney ay saglit lang pag-break, kaya mabilis lang po.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, balik ho tayo sa ating programa. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN. For those who tuned in just now, narito ho kayo sa ating Legal Advice Corner, which happens every Tuesday evening ho, no? Dito po sa Filipino TV Europe. No? Tell your friends about it. Ipagkalat ho ninyo na meron ho tayong ganitong programa. No? Kung meron ho kayong problemang legal o may mga katanungang legal ho, narito ho yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada. Walang iba kundi si Attorney DANNA Quinto. Attorney, good evening once again sa iyo, no? Good evening
once again. Magandang gabi and happy Tuesday once again, Mr. Laragan.
Yeah, may may bumati sa atin si Rudy Librojo, attorney, no? Ayan, ilabas lang natin, no? Ayan, si Rudy Librojo, pakibasa, attorney.
Masayang gabi ng Tuesday po, magandang Attorney DANNA, handsome Sir SONNY, and all viewers from Belfast. Rudy, good evening.
Good evening, Rudy, ha? Mabuhay ka,
mainit ba dyan, Rudy? Mainit ba?
Tama.
Anong temperatura dyan ngayon? Anong weather ba?
Dito, sabi mo, 21 sa inyo sa Bedford yata. Sa amin yata, nag-24. Right. If I'm not mistaken, yata lang, no? Parang kasi nung nag-drive ako this morning, yung high of 24 yata ang sabi. Okay, may si Edgardo, namimiss natin sa Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, alam mo kung bakit? Nandun siya sa YouTube, Nasa YouTube siya dahil mas magandang manood sa YouTube Kaya, ayan. Oo. Mabati sa atin. Sige, pakibasa, attorney. Sige, yan.
Good PM, Mr. Laragan and Attorney DANNA. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Stay safe as well. Happy Tuesday, Edgardo.
Yeah, stay safe as well, no? Tama, Edgardo, no? Ayan, siya ang promotor natin. Happy Tuesday, no?
Kinda the water ba? Kinda re-wharf si Edgardo.
Canada Water, Canary Wharf or Canada Water? Parang Canada Water yan.
Canada Water, Canary Wharf.
Oo, yata. So,
isa sa mga doon.
Yes.
Yung council tax nito, mababa.
Ayan.
Si Juliet Marcelino.
Ayan, YouTube din yan, pa rin. Pagka
YouTube,
wala yatang masyadong picture, no? Parang mga letters lang ng pangalan nila. Kamukha na, Juliet, letter J. Si Edgardo, letter E. Ayan, siguro kung ako lalabas, magme-message S. Ayan, no? Kamukha ni Edgardo E. Di ba, attorney? Ayan, si Edgardo, Juliet Marcelino, mabati sa atin, attorney.
Yeah, good evening, Sonny and Attorney Donna. Happy Tuesday and stay safe, everyone. Good evening, Juliet. Magandang gabi.
Ayan, Juliet, meron ditong ito si Irene Duay. Juliet, mabuhay ka, ha? Taga Grace Park,
Ayun.
Caloocan yan sa Pilipinas. Yes, si
Ayan, may
Dana.
tanong si
Attorney
Irene.
Dana. Oh, yes.
Attorney Donna, saan po nakakakuha ng debt claim form? Yung claim form, Irene, pag ginugol mo, it's called N1. So, hindi lang siya debt claim form. General claim form siya. So, general claim form is online. Nasa court forms po siya. It's called N1.
N1, court forms.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
mapunta tayo doon sa topic na diniscuss mo, attorney, at yan, nagtanong nga si Irene. Ang tanong ko, well, pag hindi mo alam kung saan, paano mapapadala ng sulat, no? Pero may na-mention ka kanina na for a small fee yata, pero siguro may isang company or may isang, I don't know kung paano yan, no? Na naghahanap ng mga tao, kaya bang hanapin talaga?
Kaya pong hanapin talaga. Kayang-kaya pong hanapin. You'd be surprised.
Talaga?
Kung kaya hanapin.
So, maski
Yeah,
kasi may
electoral roll. Yeah, electoral roll,
ganun,
credit
oh.
rating. It's very easy these days. Hindi ko alam kung paano, but it's perfectly legal. And within a few days, hindi matagal within 5 days,
Right.
bumabalik na yung-
May maraming address na lalabas, kunyari kayo siguro you get the service, for example, mga ilang address lumalabas kagad, ganun? How
Hindi
do you-
po.
Hmm.
May agent kami. Hindi po ako yung talagang nagse-search. I give the inquiry to this company. So contact ko and I would say, please, can you do a trace on this person? And they would normally come back to me and say, well, the trace has come back positive. Please find and close.
Pero it comes they come up with one address or maraming address? One address lang.
Most of the time, one
So
address
most
lang talaga.
likely yun na yun. Let's say probably that person lived siguro in 5 different addresses, no? And yung
Correct.
ibibigay sa inyo ng tong company nito would be one address, yung pinaka main talaga.
It would normally
okay,
be one address. Pero kung syempre kung talagang magulo yung tao, baka bigyan ka ng sasabihin, might be 2 address, but this is the most probable address. They're quite good. I'm also surprised kasi yung una akalang hindi ko din. No trace, no fee pa nga yung sa akin pag hindi niya nakuha. Pag hindi niya na-trace, hindi siya babayaran.
Okay,
No trace
okay.
lang.
Pero
So,
ano yan, okay ba? Medyo may kamahalan o okay lang?
mura lang po. 30 pounds.
Oh, 30 pounds lang. Diyos ko, ito, di ba ganda yan? Kasi marami tayong, kamukha nun, pinag-uusapan natin, di ba, yung sa debt. Di ba?
That's
Claim.
right.
Hindi mo alam kung nasa
Opo.
saan. Di ba? Nagtatago siguro, hindi mo matrace.
Oo.
So, by way of this service, you can find out kung nasaan.
Yeah.
Di ba? Kasi you cannot,
Yeah.
di ba, usually yung mga nagsiserve ng mga criminal or anything, yung parang sa court, pag hindi
Yun po,
na-serve,
mahal po yun. Mas mahal po yun. Mas mahal po yun yung pagpreserve. We call them process server. May
okay.
mga situation na kailangan niyo po talaga sila. Yung talagang...
Pero kunyari, may pinapaserve kayo, attorney, kung wala doon sa lugar na yun, paano kung hindi na-serve kailangan ba ma-receive personally yung
Not
gusto i-serve?
necessarily. Not necessarily po. Not necessarily. May mga substituted service. May mga certain rules for different type of proceedings. So pag court claim form, what you need to do, what the due diligence na ginagawa namin for court claim form is, yun nga, may trace agent kami. So pag alam namin na andun talaga siya, most of the time makakakuha ka ng reaction. The reason being, Mr. Laragan, is kala nila hindi sila nahanap. Tapos, ngayon nahanap na sila. So,
Ang
most
galing,
of the
no?
time, you get a reaction. Tapos, sisend pa namin via email yan. Ayun talagang maano na sila. Kumbaga, mataas yung pressure. So, psychologically, the tendency is, alam nila na hindi sila tatantanan kasi mahahanap at mahahanap sila. Yung comfort, yung blanket nila na akala nila pag nag-move na sila ng bahay, hindi na sila makikita, ay masya-shatter na ngayon. And they're going to think very hard if they're going to agree a settlement with you. So that's the tendency at that stage. At pag alam nila na, they're trying to build credit at talagang serious ka kasi hinanap mo talaga sila with and dealing with this case, then these potential dependents tend to come back with a reply. To answer your question, may mga proceedings na mas mataas ang requirement in terms of service. Like bankruptcy proceedings, statutory demand, if you've heard of it, statutory demand, isa din yan sa pwede mong gawin if hindi siya dapat debt collection mechanism. Pero kung gusto mong testingan kung insolvent yung isang company, so you do a statutory demand with them. It's an official paperwork to say you must pay this debt by this time. If not, then you are on the face of it, you're saying na hindi mo kaya and you potentially may be insolvent. Mas mataas ang service requirements kasi doon kailangan talaga namin kumuha ng mga, we call them process servers. So para sila mga hindi sila bailiff in some sense, or hindi iba yung terminology. We just call them process server. So they would knock on the door, they would do their due diligence. Kung hindi kinuha, as long as they will try again, they will try a number of times. And pag hindi nila naibigay, as long as satisfied ang korte na nagawa mo yung dapat may stepwise na process kasi yan. Kasi minsan talagang ilalagay kung registered address ng company. Minsan pag walang kumuha, ilalagay talaga, ipapastil dun sa sa door ng company. Ilalagay dun, no? So medyo nakakahiya yun, may demand na nakalagay dun. That's one of the techniques that they use. But yung mga ganitong letter before claim lang, the tactic is to get as much information as you can at this stage. Without, hindi naman yung mag-send ka ng 100 letter, but enough na kunin mo yung address, kunin mo yung email, send mo pareho kang may sure shot na channel. Sabay pa yan darating, magugulat yan. Sorry, Mr. Lara, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, so hindi ko yung panahon siguro, kilala mo si Sharon Cuneta, di ba?
Opo, yeah.
Hindi kasi di ba nung panahon na yun, there was this nung kainitan yata kasi yung merong batas na nilabas yung kanyang asawa si Kiko, na parang hindi makukulong yung maka-rape man or yung a certain mga juvenile yata, di ba?
Yeah.
So merong isang Pinoy taga rito sa UK nag-comment yata, kung ako ay 13 years old or something like that, sa anak ni Sharon, di ba? I-rape kita. Tapos tingnan natin kung anong anuhin ng tatay mo dahil siya ang may akda, author ng di ba? Yung tao na yun, kanya let's just say, si Sharon Cuneta gusto niyang hanapin yung tao na yun, makikita niya, no? Pwede hanapin
po yun.
Mahanap. Okay.
Mahanap po yun. Madali pong hanapin ng tao sa UK. Yun ang napatunayan ko bilang abogado dito.
Talaga. At saka dito, nakakatakot nga kasi dahil lagay mo lang alam lang yung postcode mo, alam na yung bahay mo, pupunta lang sa Google Maps di ba? Ilagay lang yung postcode, alam na nila kung saan Street shot, right. Street di ba? Kitang-kita na, yung pala bahay nung diyan pala nakatira si postcode lang.
Arasin po niya, Mr. Laragan. Kasi alam mo kung bakit. Kasi yung mga financial footprint natin, yun ang talagang nagbibigay. It's very hard to live in the UK na wala kang financial footprint. So, most of us have credit, most of us may bank accounts tayo. Kasi hindi naman very rarely magbigay ng cash dito if you're paying tax and all of that. If you are, generally na inaalagaan mo yung credit mo, most of the time din, nasa electoral roll ka. Kaya madali hanapin yung mga tao dito. Nasa electoral roll, nasa yung mga credit agency. So when they do a certain search, meron talagang naiiwan na footprint, yung digital footprint yung mga tao.
Pero kung TNT yan halimbawa, yung overstaying na walang records masyado, hindi mo makikita siguro.
That makes it harder. That makes it a bit harder kung walang record. But hindi naman, yun ang I mean, kung hindi mo ma-enforce yung kontrata, hindi naman sinasabi ko na huwag tumulong, but as a purely legal na concept, kung hindi mo ma-enforce yung kontrata, halimbawa, wala dito, walang permanent address, hindi mo naman ma-expect na yung weight ng law ay talagang magkaroon ng impact sa kanila. Kasi hindi mo ma-enforce. Bakit? Paano mo ma-enforce hindi TNT dito yun? May ano na siguro, yun yung isa sa mga hints na it will be very difficult to enforce that.
Okay.
Obviously, kung nasa kababayan pa rin po natin na up to you kung tumulong kayo o hindi. Ang sinasabi ko lang, yung expectation ng paghabol mo legally. Kailangan ma-align din kung gaano ka prepared yung mga kontrata mo, gaano mo ka itong tao ba to ay mahahabol ko ba? And tatanungin nyo yan, hindi pagkatapos, tatanungin nyo po yan siguro dun sa point na pag-create yun ng contract. So kung okay lang sa inyo, naisip mo naman na, you know what, okay lang to, alam ko na wala yung pera, play, ano nyo yun? Pero nyo yun, your decision. Kung talagang ang expectation nyo ay mahabol nyo at ma-enforce nyo yung kontrata, yun po ang iisipin natin. Kailangan natin ng ebidensya at kailangan yung tao na yun, ma-enforce nyo yung law, i.e. andito siya, nakahanap nyo siya, meron siya, there's something for him or for her to lose in terms of litigation. So yun yung mga psyche, yun yung mga factors when you think about contract, when you think about entering into a loan agreement perhaps. However, as I've said, at the end of the day, sa atin po ang pagtulong kung talagang gusto niyo tumulong, and that's gonna be your decision at the end of the day.
Okay, attorney, ano pangalan ito? Yeah, sabi ni Irene Duway dito, may tanong, parang ano lang, follow up sa question ko, upon signing the form, where do we submit it?
You submit it to county claims, CCML. So it's a center kung saan yung money claims online, may money claims or central na claims department namin. I think on the top of my head is in Salford, but you can just look it up. So meron po yung na central court to start all debt claims. Alternatively, you can do it online as well. Kung below 10,000 pounds, remember last week we tried doing it online. Yung mga you can still do it online if it's below 10,000 pounds.
Ayan, okay. At least maski pa may chance na baka sakali lang, no, by way of this, di ba? Yung ginagawa ninyo.
That's right.
Sige. Okay, at least natuturuan tayo ni attorney kung ano dapat gawin, ha? Attorney, okay, may mga tanong tayo rito ngayon. Okay, from our mga kababayans, no? One of the questions na i-flash yan natin yata earlier kanina. Okay. Alright.
Imbis na yung disclaimer,
Ito na, okay. Ito from Sylvia, attorney. Pakibasa nga lang, attorney.
Sabi po ni Sylvia, hello, Attorney Dana, may idea po ba kayo kung ano po ang dapat gawin kung gusto po namin ng asawa ko na i-adopt yung pamangkin ko sa Pinas dahil hindi po kami magkaanak? Yung balak po namin ampunin ay anak ng youngest sister ko. So, Sylvia, I was saying to Mr. Laragan, hindi ko, yung caveat, yung waiver nito caveat hindi ako international adoption specialist. I'm a general family lawyer, but I'm going to try as much as I can to give you guidance. Kasi twofold yung question. The first one is the process of adoption in itself. And the second one, most importantly, is being able to bring the child, kung na-adopt na successfully, to the UK. So the first one, the adoption, may mga international adoption agencies sa UK, merong adopting a child from overseas, but I don't think yun mismo yung kailangan mo, yun lang yung kailangan mong tingnan, because this is a direct adoption. Imbes na yung naririnig natin na kumuha ng agency, this is a direct adoption. My gut feel with that first part is that you have to talk to a Filipino lawyer, kasi jurisdiction ng bata ay nasa Pilipinas. And ang original na birth parents ng bata ay nasa Pilipinas. So I think the first part of the question, you're gonna have to get a local lawyer to give advice on that. Paano successfully ma-adopt? I assume she's or he, the child is below 18 years old, and that's that is where you need to you need to focus your inquiries. Tanong tayo sa Pilipinas. Once may successfully na-adopt na, and bearing in mind this is an international adoption, it's gonna carry on. Kung successfully na-adopt mo na siya, and that's so yung adoption papers mismo will in some ways be yung almost yung equivalent na ng birth certificate, and then you can bring the child over kung by the jurisdiction of Pilipinas at blessed by the jurisdiction here is talagang fully adopted na yung child, then you can go through the route of a family visa here, or as a dependent, a child of a British national, if you're British national, or if you're with a settled status. So the same thing goes. You have to be a sponsor. You have to be able to provide accommodation, and you have to be able to provide that evidence of relationship, which is that adoption certificate. But that's the two fold. The first fold is the adoption in itself, and the second fold is the immigration issue. Please do ask a local lawyer for the first fold.
Ayan, okay. At least guidance yung binigay sa inyo ni attorney, no? Okay. Alright. So, ayan. Yan ang, nadidinig mo ako, attorney?
Opo, yes,
Okay lang.
Loud and clear, yes.
Oo, kasi kanina medyo, nawala tayo kanina eh, no? So,
ako sa iyo.
ayan, oo. Ayan, okay.
Ayan.
Meron tayong second question, attorney, no?
Go for
For tonight, no? Okay, ito ang second question natin. Pakibasa lang, attorney.
Diba? Kailangan po ba, attorney, na may kontrata maski na umuupa lang po ako ng kwarto sa isang kapwa Pinoy po natin? Pwede po ba niya akong paalisin anytime po na gusto niya? Worried po ako dahil baka mahirapan po akong maghanap ng titirhan kung mangyari ito. Linda C. So, I think this is, but it's, Linda, kasi ang, dito is licensee. Ang license instead of full tenancy. License kasi andun pa rin yung landlord mo sa bahay, and you're sharing a home. So may yung notice requirement kung pwede ka paalisin is mas shorter. So let me just answer your question in twofold. Kasi yung unang question mo is kung kailangan po ba na may kontrata. Not necessarily, pero mas maayos siguro para sa iyo kung may kontrata kayo para yung expectations nyo klaro sa isa't isa na ito yung renta, ito yung inuupahan ko, at ito yung mga sitwasyon na pwede ko paalisin. Saying that in English law, whether yung bahay mo man ang inupahan mo o kwarto lang yung inupahan mo, may mga ruta pa rin para pwedeng sabihin ng landlord mo, kailangan ko na ibenta yung bahay, o kailangan ko lang iba na yung sitwasyon namin. Kahit ikaw pa pinakapaborito niyang tao sa mundo, may karapatan pa rin po siya na mag-serve ng notice sa'yo para sabihin na, balik mo na yung inuupahan mo. It doesn't necessarily mean na pwede nating ma-stop yun forever. Siguro what would be helpful is mabigyan ka ng proper notice. So may mga minimum notice if it's a license, I think it's 4 weeks, which is I think what you have. If it's a whole house, it depends ngayon kasi dati for a while it used to be 2 months, nung pandemic naging 6 months. Now, if kailangan kang paalisin, I might have to apply for court order. But in any event, what I would say is mas mabuti na pag-uusapan. Kasi hindi naman siguro andito pa rin kayo ang problema nun, nandun kayo sa isang bahay, di ba? So kahit hindi naman komportable na para sa parehong partido na mag-engage sa court proceedings. So yung practical advice ko naman with any clients, with any ng mga partido sa kontrata is kailangan na papag-usapan. So, balik tayo dun sa unang tanong mo, mas maayos na umupo na kayo. And sabihin mo, oh, ano naman natin yung license agreement. O at least mapag-usapan nyo na ano ba plano mo dito? Long term ba to? Short term ba to? And then sabihin mo kung meron na, if ever na ibebenta mo yung bahay or gusto mo umalis, pwede bang bigyan mo ako ng mahaba-habang notice. It's always better to do it that way. At mas maayos kung meron kang nasa papel. Although hindi required, hindi ibig sabihin na illegal ka dyan. Okay? Basta mabibigay mo yung ebidensya na nagbabayad ka ng rent. So, my next na is kung mababayaran mo yung renta sa bangko, that's better. Imbis na cash. So, pwede mong malagay na hindi ka guest dyan at nagbabayad ka ng rent dahil pinapadala mo yung renta buwan-buwan every first of the month. So, if you wanna give yourself a little bit of protection, yun yung iyong evidence na nagbabayad ka ng renta. Lagay mo sa bangko. Okay?
Ano yung attorney? Para, ate, i-transfer bayaran ko ho kayo sa account nyo. Ano ba account nyo? Ganun ba? Every month?
Yun. Ano ba account niya ate? Kasi hindi na ako COVID eh. Hindi ako mahirap takot ako humawak ng pera ngayon at ang hirap lumabas parati sa cash machine, which is true. Hindi naman. Kunwari, ganun. Sabi mo, ate, online banking ko na lang para madali. Okay? Or standing order.
And make it a regular payment, no? Regular
yun. Kailangan mo. Tapos pwede mo sabihin, at least sure na, hindi ko na kailangan isipin pa. Standing order na yan every month. Hindi ko na kailangan ulitin pa. That's better.
Ayan. Pero as much as possible, no, if you can come up with something para may konting terms and conditions, ma-convince mo yung yung may-ari ng bahay na Pinoy na para meron ka rin konting protection or siguro something that you can both of you can
just an
abide.
Understanding na alam mo minsan hindi naman yun sa pag-alis eh kasi may minimum notice na binibigay naman yung na statutory guidelines. Minsan nakakalimutan kung ano yung pinag-usapan. Ikaw ba magbabayad ng council tax? Magbabayad ka ba ng internet? Magbabayad ka ba ng tubig? Tapos bigla nagkakaroon ng problema. Sabihin mo, hindi sabi ko sa'yo, dagdag mo sa taas, idagdag mo pa dun sa renta. So yun yung mga factors na kailangan iklaro doon na included na yan yung bill na yan, included na yung council tax, included na yung rent, included na yung water, included na yung internet. And then you can say, may parking ka ba dyan? Kung may parking ba doon? At least you can say na klaro yung expectations nyo of each other.
Ayan. Okay. Wow. Maliwanag ho yan, ha? Ayan, no? Kasi maraming ganyan mga situations, no? May naalala nga ako, isa dating kakilala ko na nag-work sa SSS nung araw, no? Nangyari yata sa kanya, merong kwarto, tapos biglang parang pinaalis. Pinaalis siya. Oo, na parang sa isang bahay yata. Oo, pinaalis. Yeah. Oo. Baka nanonood siya ngayon, no? Okay. Well, attorney, I guess, at least meron tayong mga questions, no? Yan tungkol dyan sa na gustong malaman ng ating mga kababayan kung paano, no? Paano. Yan, yung kaninang tungkol sa adoption, no? Meron ganun. Marami rito mga kababayan natin na hindi na nagkaanak eh. So, dito ba sa pwede ka mag-adopt?
Pwedeng
meron ba?
Maraming mga options yung iba. Nagpo-foster parent muna.
Okay.
May mga ganon. Yung iba, go for adoption. So, may mga options. May mga adoption agencies din dito and you can talk to, you can talk to certain organizations about your options here. What I heard, ito hindi po ako is may mga tao na they find foster parenting quite satisfying kasi nabibigyan mo ng ng new start yung may mga pinagdaanan sa buhay ng mga bata. So that's something else. But depende po sa ano yung gusto niyo mangyari, kung ano yung bilang pamilya. It's always up to you.
Siguro mas maganda rin kung mag-adapt talaga sa Pilipinas kasi alam naman kayong mag-asawa, pareho kayong mga Pinoy. Tapos ang anak nyo, blonde ang buhok o di kaya kulay blue ang mata, no? Unless yun ang inyong ano, 'di ba, aspiration. You wanna
Unless
have a
yun ang gusto,
baby.
oo.
Oh, 'di ba? Na mukhang
Hindi na
kulay
tayo Miss Universe.
oh, 'di ba?
Diba, tapos dual citizen yung bata. Di ba, di magiging Miss
Oh,
Universe 20 years from now representing Philippines. So,
exactly. Oo. Yeah. So, at least yung mga ganyan napapag-usapan lahat dito sa atin, no? Yung adoption, although siyempre medyo malawak din, iba ring discipline yung attorney, iba
malawak
ring
po yan.
expertise din yon. Pero maski paano,
Malawak.
at least nasagot ni attorney, no? Kung anong dapat ninyong gawin, no? Mabuhay yung mga nanonood sa atin sa YouTube, no? Dahil mas maliwanag doon, no? Ang kanilang video. Kung kayo nanonood sa atin both on Facebook and YouTube, fine, no? But you can watch us on either, no? Sa Facebook at saka sa YouTube. Attorney, baka may mga mensahe, may mga shout-outs ka, no? Tayo ay magpapaalam na dito sa ating programa. Baka may nais kang sabihin kung saan ka nila pwedeng kontakan siguro, no? And may mga shout-outs ka. Go ahead, attorney.
That's right. As I've said po, may mga nagme-message sa Messenger. I'm quite happy to have a chat sa Messenger. Kaso minsan, mas maayos po na dito sa email natin isend d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com and send nyo na po yung case summary nyo or kung andyan yung ebidensya o kontrata o kung ano man yung concerns nyo. Send na po kayo ng summary and then I can see kung magbibigyan. Normally, I give a preliminary na feedback and preliminary advice sa mga kababayan. So it's a free 30-minute consultation. The phone number is 0123-422-5188. So kung hindi nasagot sa agad, drop me an email or drop me a voicemail, drop me an email. Mas sigurado that makikita yung inquiry nyo. And this, I just saw sa news na this is the first day na 0 deaths dito sa UK from COVID. I don't know if you've seen that, Mr. Laragan. Pero that's a good news. Pero ang tabay pa rin because sabi nga ni Mr. Hancock, hindi pa rin tayo. We're really not out of the woods yet. But malapit na dahil masarap sanang bumalik sa normal na buhay, wala na yung Tagalog. Naubos na yung Tagalog ko ng 9:30. Magkita-kita po sana tayo, sana magkaroon na ng Barrio Fiesta, sana magkita-kita po tayo. It would be nice to see people around. It would be nice to meet you all personally. Sana magkita tayo. Mr. Laray, we haven't even seen each other.
Yes.
Isang taon lang kalahati na hindi po ba tayo nakita face-to-face. Lahat tayo puro remote bubble lang. It would be nice to see Emeline, Ma'am Cora, Edgardo, Irene,
It will come. No. Sana matuloy yung Barrio Fiesta. Tama ka, no? Sana we will have a Barrio Fiesta or anything na gathering na maano na tayo. Pagka medyo normal na tayo. Tama ka. Nag-flash sa mobile phone ko parang 0 deaths yata. Para 0 death, no? Pero the past few days, there was this worry about the rising cases of ng COVID dahil nga sa India variant, no?
Yeah.
No? So, ayan, Pero that's good news, ha? At least, di ba, ang ating final na sa roadmap natin, June 21, wala na tayong masks.
Yes.
Although may kwentuhan, may pinag-uusapan na baka hindi matuloy, extend pa natin yung ating, alam mo na, dahil wag mo na totally mag-open up because of these rising cases. Pero maganda na kasi ngayon, babagsak na hospitalization, ang deaths, napakabagsak na. I was listening to Ian Duncan Smith, no? Yung dating leader ng conservatives na tuloy na. Ibig sabihin, dapat mag-normalize na tayo. Wag na yung masyado pang nag-aalanganin pa na makinig pa yung Prime Minister dun sa mga scientists na gano'n nga. Teka muna, medyo mag-hold muna tayo dahil may rising cases na naman because of the India variant, no? Indian variant. Pero yun nga, bagsak 0, which is good news, no? So,
since the COVID pandemic happened,
Magaling.
this is good. This is good for the first time after the pandemic hit. So good. There's another thing to be
maganda.
happy about. Happy Tuesday nga. Happy
Happy Tuesday, Happy Tuesday. Oh, andiyan na si kaya pala hindi si Edgardo doon pala nanonood sa
Doon na yun,
YouTube.
tahimik.
Oh,
Nasa kabilang
tahimik lang.
channel.
Oh. Exacto. Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. Maraming salamat sa iyo, attorney, for the new information. Yung mga impormasyon na ibinigay mo na naman sa ating mga kababayan. And I'm sure they would appreciate that, no? So, kayo ho, kung may mga tanong kayo, ito ay every Tuesday ho. It's a Happy Tuesday habit na ginagawa natin dito po sa Filipino TV Europe, ang Legal Advice Corner with, of course, our pinakamamahal na abogada, si Attorney DANNA Quinto. So, let's do it again next week. You guys stay safe and healthy. And always remember, whatever you do, guys, hit it with your best shot. So take care. Good night, attorney. Good night now, and see you again next Tuesday. Magandang gabi po. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.